Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael Seven Michael, and you're watching SOULCASTER. And today we have the wonderful Megan.
Hello.
How you doing, Megan?
I'm good. How you doing?
You doing good?
I'm good.
I'm doing good. Microphone is always flipping. Oh, your hair. Your hair keeps attacking the mic. Your hair is very much alive.
It is very much alive.
It very much is.
It attacks everything. I'm like the common day Medusa.
Oh my goodness. I want to give a shout out to Sound Shark. And I also want to give a shout out to Crystal's Garden. They were so gracious to give us a piece of Labradorite for the show. So that's that, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So what do you know about Labradorite?
Oh, well, Labradorite is such a beautiful stone. It has such a life to it. When you look at it, you can see all these different ridges. And actually, you're wearing a really beautiful one around your neck right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am wearing a piece.
You should do a little close-up and show off.
I am going to, you know what, let's do that. Let's do that.
Look how beautiful that is. So if you go back and forth, you can see how it flashes.
Mm-hmm.
All the different rainbows in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful piece.
In fact, I'll see if I could take this off and get it. But yeah, you can see it right in the camera.
Yeah. So
And look at it raw. This is an interesting piece because there's also a raw side.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's
you.
a really beautiful stone.
I made it with a lot of love. Yes,
And
I
it
did.
feels it too. Yeah, Labradorite is a fantastic stone to work with. It's one of our wonderful allies. It's very protective. I feel like today has been the theme of protection. It's so wonderful for energetic frequencies to keep you safe from external influences. In different ways. If someone is sending you negative vibes, or if you're walking down the street and you happen to walk by that one person that gives you the heebie-jeebies, just physical protection as well, like to help you keep you safe from accidents. There are so many different things that it's wonderful for, but I like to work with it more as an energetic protective. So
now, what does that mean? Energetic protective.
That can be for people who feel like they're more sensitive to energies, or if they feel like they're an empath. If they have, I have a snake. My snake is super psychic, and I feel like I can see when she's upset about something. Whatever we have construction in our backyard, the noise and everything.
Right.
So I put a Labradorite right above her cage, so that she's got that. And ever since I did that, she's been acting like normal again.
Oh wow.
So it's just like it's kind of like one of those. It blocks the negative energy that's being experienced wherever it's coming from. So it can be physical, it can be energetic, it can be verbal. Just to kind of help you stand your ground, protect yourself energetically around yourself, and keep that at bay.
It's interesting. When you go online or check out books, they say a bunch of things with crystals, and I'm probably going to say this in 50 million little clips of episodes.
Yeah.
One of the things they say, it's heat sensing apparatus. It helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing auras and excellent for the blind, which I thought was very interesting.
That is interesting.
I will say it for myself. It does amplify the third eye in a sense of auras and people's energy.
Yeah.
I have that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense, because if you're opening up your third eye, then you're seeing into a different dimension, or whatever other vocabulary you're comfortable using.
Right.
So you can see things as for what they really are, and not how they disguise themselves. Yeah.
And why I stopped talking to you? Now you know why. Don't be mad. Blame the crystals. Oh man. But what's interesting too? And again, that crystal, I can't wait to do that episode. We have to do that a whole nother day. A whole hour on one particular story. We spoke about this before. But crystals do get people out of your life too. There's definitely been some random people that have come into my life and left. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
for whatever reason. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something I want to say that as a disclaimer too. The more that you get into self and that you grow and get into crystals and other spiritual tools, people will exit. People will exit.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's my favorite term to use is psychic vampire. It doesn't mean that these people or situations mean to be draining or that they're vindictive enough to go out and be that person. But there are some people, like telemarketers, that call and they won't let you hang up, or the family member who calls and talks about themselves for 2 hours and they don't ask about how you're doing.
Right.
Or the friends who come over only whenever they need something. You know, there's different situations with that.
Right.
And why is that vampire coming to you? Because you invited them in.
Interesting. Right.
So the moment that you learn, I don't deserve this, I don't need to have that energy in my life, and you close that door and renounce their invitation, you know, they're going to be angry and they're going to be like, but you were a source of food for me, you know.
Wow.
And it's a very difficult conflict, and they'll try and fight back and make you feel like the bad guy. But having the allies of the stones to work with you, to remember to empower yourself and work on yourself, and that you do deserve better, you know, eventually, like, they'll go exit stage left, they'll go find a new source of food, you know.
And also just clarifying people's energy too. So for instance, with the Labradorite, and seeing auras and kind of seeing through people's intention, because actually when I was first introduced to Labradorite, they said it was good with telling people's intention, and it was good to make people tell the truth, which nothing can really make people tell the truth. But I was like, well, let me see my relationship with this stone and see what it's about.
Yeah.
And there's people that I thought were cool, and they had another intention or thought I had a different, but it was interesting because their focus was either something romantic or something else. I'm just like, hey, you're cool. You're really nice.
Yeah.
You're really cool. So it was interesting because this helps kind of see where people are coming from and say, okay, let me pull back. Or let me just let them talk.
Yeah.
And let them exit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fueling what they need, and I know I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So let me just go.
It helps you just go.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just like flipping channels.
Yeah, that's a cool way to put it.
Yeah. So.
I like that.
Wow. Would anybody 10 or 9 even know what that is, flipping channels? Because they're getting so caught up in everything's on the computer. But anyway, that's a whole nother.
Oh, God. Now I feel really old.
You know? So, but no, Labradorite is definitely awesome. I would definitely recommend it. And it's so beautiful.
It's so
You can see it from
beautiful.
this angle. It's catching the light.
It's gorgeous. Also, it's one of those stones that I find it finds itself to me whenever I need it. Quick little story, I went home to visit my family in the Smoky Mountains, and you know how they're always like, you know, family conflict, family tension and whatnot. And we had gone to this river near my family's house, and we were in the river, and I was really annoyed with my sister and sister drama, and I was just like, oh, I really wish I had some labradorite right now. And my niece, who's 10, walked up to me and she calls it lavenderite. She goes, look, I found some lavenderite, and she found a labradorite in the river.
Oh,
and she handed it to me, and I was like,
how does that happen?
Yeah.
So maybe someone lost it.
Probably, because I
Wow.
don't think that labradorite is indigenous to
No.
where the mountains I'm from.
No.
You know, but so yeah, it just like that happens a lot. Like I'll find myself in situations where like I really could use this stone to help me right now, and it'll just appear. And then sometimes they disappear. You know, when they don't, when you don't need them anymore. The labradorite is a beautiful ally.
So pick that up if you feel called to it. And actually, all the different crystals that we mentioned, you'll pick one up and you're like, you know what, I want this one, or I want that one.
Yeah.
And you might not even know what it's about, and then do the research and go from there.
If you go to Crystal's Garden, the beautiful place that we mentioned earlier, one of my favorite things to do is just go and see what I'm drawn to, and then pick it up, and I'll go and I'll ask the beautiful staff that work there, what is this stone for, if I don't know it, And oftentimes, like 99.9% of the time, that stone is exactly what I need for what I'm going through at that moment.
Right.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
they're very knowledgeable and welcome to share their knowledge with you.
Good vibes there,
Yeah,
too.
totally. I love
There's
the place.
tons of places to buy stuff, but they have good vibes.
Yeah, they really do.
Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you.
And I'm Michael Seven Michael, and thank you so much. You're watching SOULCASTER. This episode was about Labradorite. Check it out.